Hey there, guys. Welcome to the channel. So Karine Jean-Pierre, White House press secretary, you all know that. She found herself in an almost impossible position directly after Hunter Biden's plea deal fell apart yesterday. So we already covered this in a few other videos, but Hunter Biden went into court yesterday completely prepared to plead guilty to two very, very minor tax misdemeanors and a very, very serious gun felony. It's called prohibited possessor of a firearm, which that whole thing is very, very ironic given the fact that his dad, President Joe Biden, he's got a heavy emphasis on illegal gun possession. So obviously it's not a major surprise that during the press briefing, a lot of questions about this are finally being asked by the usual, very, very pacified White House press corps. They have absolutely no choice but to pretend to do their jobs every once in a while. But I gotta say, KJP, she's not very impressive, obviously, and she really is a good example of what can happen when a diversity hire is chosen for a high skill position. But man, we got to be honest. Let me know in the comments if I'm just being a softie or if you guys are with me. This poor girl has got one hell of a crappy job, man. I hope for her sake, I really do hope that there's a massive MSNBC payday at the end of this, because nobody should be expected to go through what she goes through and have to excuse and answer for what she has to excuse and answer for nothing. I mean, whatever her government pay is, it's not enough. Anyway, so obviously noise like this is going to put the White House in a difficult position, simply for the fact that, there's a conflict between Biden's stance on guns and what his son is alleged to have done, and for that matter, actually been photographed doing. So anyway, KGP's responses to these questions, they're going to promise to be interesting because she has to be extremely careful, because obviously she knows, and we know, the world knows, that all roads lead back to Joe, allegedly. And there's no doubt about that in my mind, at least. Whatever she says, it's got to be better than the guy who said the Hatch Act wouldn't let him talk about White House cocaine. So at least she's got that working for her. Anyway, it all hinges on KJP. I'm sure everyone who hears that is terrified. This could either escalate or mitigate the Hunter Biden trial controversy and its impact on the president. So take a look at this, guys. But before we do, thanks to everyone that's been subscribing and leaving such great comments. Very, very supportive. If you haven't already, guys, help us with the algorithm. Help us get our message out to as many people as possible. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, share the Common Sense Garage. Every time you do, guys, a leftist loses their wings. Have a look at this.
Spent most of his political career working on gun laws, on gun reform. Does he believe that someone who is charged with possessing a firearm illegally should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law?
So here I'm going to be, I think I know where this question is going, and I'm just going to continue to say, as it relates to the case that we're seeing in Delaware, I'm just going to not speak to that. It is an independent matter. This is up for the Department of Justice. Even with the question that you're asking me, it's one of those legal criminal matters, and it's up to that process, that legal process. I'm just not going to speak to it here.
But again, the president, when he was a senator, crafted gun legislation. As president, he talks often about the need to get illegal firearms off of our streets. So when someone possesses one illegally, what does the president believe should happen to them?
The president has been very clear. You just laid out where his position has been, what his policies has been, what he was able to pass into law. I'm going to be very mindful here. I'm going to be very careful because I see where this question is going, and I'm just going to refer you, as this has been an independent investigation. It's overseen by the Department of Justice. I'm going to let them speak to this as they are moving.
All right. So yeah, again, that looks like an absolute tough job. That looks like the world's worst job. Mike Rowe probably would not even try that gig for a day. So obviously, I mean, any official response from a government spokesperson about a sensitive topic involving the personal life of a family member of the president is going to be carefully worded, if it's worded at all. But dude, these people aren't really asking about Hunter so much as they're asking about gun policy positions of the president. So how can she not answer that? She should be able to at least speak to the policy and how this may relate to that. She's the one who brought up the case and declined to comment. The question is really, really simple, though. Do you believe that people who break federal gun laws and illegally possess a firearm should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law? Yes or no? Well, the way she answered sounded like a yes. The president still believes that, she says. And if that is the case, is that what they're saying? Is that what you're saying, KJP? You want Hunter Biden prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law? Tricky stuff, for sure. But honestly, man, this poor girl is absolutely terrible at her freaking job, man. She makes Jen Psaki look like some sort of eloquent freaking genius, man. Wordsmith, poet. But anyway, here is the point. How are you going to prosecute federal gun law when you just tried to sneak one around the law on behalf of your own son? It's a pretty fair question, man, I believe. Anyway, guys, that's just my take. Let me know your take in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, most importantly, share the Common Sense Garage. We'll see you in the next one.